2025 was a wild year, wasn't it? And it was a very strange time for all of us, wasn't it? I mean, Pokemon soared to record highs. You had Scarlet and Violet sets doing absolute gangbusters. You had Surging Sparks out the gate. Prismatic Evolution just bankrupted every seller who pre-sold it. Well, you know, not literally, but just about. Just absolute crazy numbers in Pokemon this year. Magic and Final Fantasy broke records as well. Collector boxes hit all-time highs of $12, $13, $1,400. Just breaking records in the Magic sphere for what a collector box goes for. And doing so in a mere matter of months. Just crazy, absolutely unheard of in the realm of Magic the Gathering. Then you also had Riftbound and Gundam came out and joined the scene. Riftbound has enjoyed much better success, seemingly, than Gundam. I was hoping that Gundam would be a bit more of a breakthrough star, but unfortunately it seems that crown has gone to Riftbound. And yeah, Riftbound's been doing very well. Gundam not so much, but you know, things can change. They've only had one or two sets so far. One Piece has found its sea legs. That is a seafaring joke for those of you who partake in such things. One Piece this year has it was really more the tail end of 2025 where it really started gaining traction among collectors. After seeing Pokemon just absolutely dominate, it has been interesting to see One Piece sort of try and catch up to that level and try to become the third most popular TCG in the space. And yeah, there's also been massive speculative investing and flipping, scalping, whatever you want to call it, that happened in 2025. Just insane amounts in many TCGs, not just Pokemon, but also Magic and Riftbound and Gundam. You know, a lot of these things were highly anticipated and bought up, and market prices are through the roof on this stuff. So who am I? I'm Paul. I run a card store, a 5-figure card store in a basement, New Jersey, called Zeta Teal Trading. I deal mostly in Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I dabble in others. And if you use code YouTube15, you can get 15% off your first order at zetatealtrading.com. All right. So Q1 2026. Now, going into 2026, we have a few, back to back a bit on the heavy hitters here. You have One Piece coming out on January 16. You have the next Magic set, which is highly anticipated, Lorwyn Eclipse. That's coming out on the 23rd. And then the next Pokemon set, Ascended Heroes. This is their high class in between, like it's not a main set. It's like Prismatic Evolutions. This is going to be potentially huge. I've heard that the number of cards in this set is absolutely massive. So that will be very interesting to see what happens there. Riftbound is getting its second set called Spirit Forged. That's coming out in February 13th. And then, not too long after Lorwyn Eclipsed, Magic the Gathering and they're not a hotly anticipated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. Just, just sentiment is just falling off a cliff for this product. It's actually kind of crazy. I imagine it's going to do similar to Spider-Man, which didn't do that well, but didn't do awful either. And then in April, Secrets of Strixhaven. So they won't be in that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rut for too long, but we'll have to see. And then, the rest of the year is still kind of up for grabs, but Magic has laid out its roadmap for the year, and they're going to have a Hobbit set that's probably going to do pretty good. And the Marvel Heroes set has potential, but it's way too early to make any sort of definitive assessment on what sentiment is going to be like when that drops. But yeah, this is just Q1, and it's jam-packed. Not just because of all the releases, but it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. So whatever Pokemon has planned for Q1, Q2, there's a lot of expectation going into this, and just depending on what they do for the 30th anniversary in terms of the TCG. Moving on. Yeah, so the train keeps on rolling in the TCG world. No doomsday scenarios on the horizon, really. I mean, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is, it's concerning, but the print run seems to be short, so maybe won't even be that bad. We will see. Moving on, competition in the TCG world is heating up. In 2025, Manipool saw an explosion in adoption among Magic the Gathering players, and I've moved over almost all of my Magic cards to Manipool, and have done very, very well on the platform. And as you can see from this graph, they're doing very, very well. They're hitting these are weekly total grosses, and they're doing absolute gangbusters right now. You may be wondering, who's this guy? What does he have to do with Manipool? Well, this is the CEO and co-founder of Manipool, and he's openly sharing the type of traction they've been getting. It's actually been quite impressive to see. Right around here was when the TCG player strike started, and it's been nuts. Just absolute crazy. The volume that I've been getting on Manipool is amazing. I love it. I don't want it to stop, basically, and I want to try and grow my inventory with Manipool so that I can keep up with the increased demand from players. So that's something to look forward to in 26. Also to look forward to in 26 in terms of competition is One Piece and Riftbound. So the number 3 spot has long been held by Yu-Gi-Oh, but lately Yu-Gi-Oh has not been doing very well. And in fact, if you were to look it up right now, the number 3 spot is being held by One Piece. And my intuition tells me that One Piece and Riftbound are going to duke it out for number 3 for most of 2026. Riftbound, I believe, has a very solid foundation in terms of player base, in terms of people who want to play the game, in terms of people who like playing the game. And One Piece has an amazing growth potential in terms of the collector base. The player base is already there for One Piece, but the collector base is only just started growing, and it's probably going to grow for the entire rest of the year. The hype around One Piece is tangible and very real. Now, I'm not saying, go out and buy every One Piece, put all your money into One Piece. Don't do that. That's absolute crazy. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. But what I am saying is that from the outset, One Piece is poised to stay in that number 3 spot for the rest of the year. And I'd have to argue that, it probably deserves it. Riftbound, of course, I very much want to see this grow. I very much want Riftbound to grow because the player base seems to really enjoy the game, and there is also a very tangible collector aspect to the game as well. And so that's something that I'll be looking out for as 2026 progresses. There's this concept where you make a prediction and then you follow up on that prediction, see if you were right or wrong. And then doing so allows you to tune your intuition to then make better predictions in the future. This is a known phenomenon in chicken sexing, and this is basically what I'm doing. I want to make a prediction. I want to see how good that prediction is, and then I want to tune my prediction afterwards. So I really think Riftbound, it has legs to stand, but I'm not sure if that's enough to beat the hype that One Piece has in the collector sphere. I definitely think One Piece is going to be the number 3 game, with Riftbound not far behind at number 4. All right, moving on. Goals for 2026. So this is where I talk about the business, right? I want to sell more sealed product. Right now, my business is 99% individual single cards. I open product, I sort the cards, I take all the valuable cards, I sell them, I ship them, rinse, repeat, buy more product, open it, sell it, etc. I want to start having more of my sales be getting sealed product and then selling it, not opening it. But at the same time, I do want to sell more bulk. Primarily, I want to start buying collections, and being able to go through collections and cards that come in. Of course, there's going to be a lot of extra time sunk into that because of conditioning, but the idea is I will trash the junk, take the light played to near mint cards that are under 15 cents, put them in bulk boxes, sell them off 500 at a time, so on bulk lots on eBay, and then sell anything more valuable than that individually on a case-by-case basis on Manapool or eBay. That's the goal I'm working towards instead of opening product, because as 2025 went on, opening product was still great, but it definitely seemed like it was started to slow down a bit towards the end. And I don't want that to be my only source of product to sell. I need to diversify, and so that's what I want to do here. I need to sell more of everything, really. I need to start selling, getting hold of and selling sleeves, mats, binders, accessories. I need to sell more of everything, and I need to do that through my website, zetatealtrading.com. That's what I need to do. I want to experiment more with content. So, this is a video I normally wouldn't have made, but I'm forcing myself to make this video so that I can grow an audience, get people on the website, looking at the products that I have available, signing up for the newsletter, whatever it takes to drive engagement, to drive people to the site, to drive sales. I want to be doing that, and I want to experiment with content. I want to try different types of content. I want to try. So this is like a slideshow style of content. I want to try some videos where I'm more analytical, more well researched content. I want to try content that's more lighthearted. I want to try everything. I want all options on the table when it comes to content. And then, I've hit 5 figures. I now need to hit 6. That's the goal for 26. I need to hit, that's one of the goals for 26. I need to hit 6 figures. I need to sell $100,000 worth of product or more in 2026. And yeah, those are the main goals for 2026 for me. More sealed product, more bulk, more everything, experiment with more content, hit 6 figures in sales. I've kind of rested on my laurels a bit in the end of 25, and I really need to kick myself back into high gear and get the ball rolling faster and faster and faster. And that's my goal. So I just want to say, and I want to have fun doing it, of course. Selling cards, to me, it may seem boring or mundane or not fun to most of you, but I am having a blast. I love it. I love being able to sit at my desk, open a YouTube video, get up, pull cards from my inventory, sit back down, the YouTube video is still playing, start packing the orders, pick another YouTube video. I just keep doing that. I've consumed a lot of YouTube content just doing work at the same time, and it really just makes it that much more palatable, I guess. Although that's not really the correct word, because I do really enjoy it. I feel like I'm in a Zen state doing this card stuff sometimes, especially sorting cards and all that. It's mindless in a way that I don't mind, because my hands are busy and then my mind is busy watching YouTube or whatever, and I just feel like that it's kind of the being able to just kind of let go and not have to worry about, I have a job, a day job that I need to wake up for every morning, and I have to be attentive, and I have to answer questions, and I have to help people with their problems, and I have to be like, oh, well, have you tried restarting the computer? Have you tried doing this? Have you tried doing that? I never really wanted to be in IT, and I just kind of sort of fell into it. And so I see cards as my way out. And, I've learned that I enjoy programming, because that's what I am by trade. I am a software engineer. I enjoy it more when I'm doing it for fun, not when I'm doing it for money. I just, that's kind of why I'm doing this. I want to run a business. I want to be successful at it. I want to have fun doing it. I want to enjoy doing it. I want to live a life that I feel happy, content, successful, all those things. And in my mind, selling cards is the path to that goal. So, yeah. Just want to say thank you for watching the whole video. I don't know how long this is, how long I've been recording. Apparently I've been recording for 26 minutes. I just want to say thank you for watching. Use code YouTube15 for 15% off your first order at ZetaTealTrading.com. There's not a lot of variety right now, but I promise, come back 2-3 weeks. There'll be more stuff. Come back in a month. There'll be more stuff. Come back in 2 months. There'll be more stuff. I want to grow this business for my own sake, really, but just because I love doing it so much. I really enjoy the process, and I just hope you enjoy the journey with me. That's what I want to say. So, yeah. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.